Good morning or good evening, radio fans. It's been a while since I said that, about 5 months or so. But anyway, Big Al here on this real early Tuesday morning. It's February 7th, 2023. Or if it's before midnight where you are, it's still Monday, February 6th. But either way, welcome back to another edition of the AM and FM radio stations from across the country. And today we will be reissuing the AM and FM stations in the nation's ninth largest radio market, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, as you can tell with my Phillies hat that I'm wearing. And we'll be doing this in two parts. The FM stations will be coming up soon. But in this video, we'll be taking a look at the AM stations in the Philadelphia radio market. I also included stations from nearby Millville, New Jersey. There are going to be some stations from Trenton on this list as well. We're also including the entire roster of stations in Wilmington, Delaware. So this is a pretty big market that we'll be diving into. All right, let's jump into the February 2023 reissue of the AM radio stations in the Philadelphia market. Beginning with 560 AM WFIL Philadelphia. Their brand is Philadelphia's Christian Radio. Judging by that brand, this is a Christian radio format. As it's, as it sits, WFIL is the second oldest radio station in Philadelphia, signing on the air on March 18th, 1922 as WFI. The station would undergo 4 call sign changes with 4 sets of call letters, and initially used WFIL as its call sign for about 50 some years, from 1935 until 1989. And in 1993, they briefly used WBEB AM. The station would return to the WFIL call sign in 1994, and that's what they've been identifying as ever since. WFIL has a Class B license with the FCC, broadcasting with an effective radiated power of 5,000 watts. Studios are located at 117 Ridge Parkway in Lafayette Hill, Pennsylvania. The station's transmitter is off of Hunter Road near Spring Mill Road in Plymouth Meeting, Pennsylvania. WFIL, Philadelphia's Christian Radio, is owned by the Salem Media Group and licensed to Salem Communications Holding Corporation. And again, this station is the second oldest radio station in Philadelphia, signing on one day after our next station, which is 610 WTEL Philadelphia. They're known as Philadelphia's BIN 610 because truth matters. This is a Black-oriented news station affiliated, of course, with the Black Information Network. So, as I said, this is the oldest radio station in Philadelphia, signing on the air on March 17th, 1922, one day before WFIL signed on. WTEL, when they signed on March 17th, 1922, I should say, they were known as WIP-AM. And they kept that call sign up until 2014 when they became WTEL. They have a Class B license with the FCC, broadcasting at 5,000 watts unlimited. Their studios are located at 555 East City Avenue, number 220 in Bala Kenwood, Pennsylvania. Their transmitter is located off of Creek Road at I-295 in Belmar, New Jersey. WTEL is owned by the Beasley Broadcast Group, licensed to Beasley Media Group Licenses LLC, but is operated by iHeartMedia under a local marketing agreement. WTEL's programming is simulcast on WDAS FM 105.3 HD2 in Philadelphia. Next up is 640. That's WWJZ, Mount Holly, New Jersey. This is the Philadelphia affiliate of Relevant Radio, broadcasting a Catholic talk format, affiliated, of course, with Relevant Radio. WWJZ signed on the air in 1992, so they've only been on the air for about 30 years. Now, this station's call sign is derived from a television station in New York, which was known as WJZ TV, now known as WABC TV. And that very call sign, the WJZ call sign, is being used on the CBS owned and operated television station in Baltimore, as well as two sports formatted radio stations in the Baltimore area. Now that's just WJZ. It's not WWJZ as this station is. They have a Class B license with the FCC, broadcasting at 50,000 watts ERP days and 950 watts ERP nights. Programming originates from Relevant Radio's headquarters in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Their general offices are located in Fort Washington, PA. The station's transmitter, meanwhile, is near the intersection of Birmingham Road and North Pemberton Road, or County Road 530 in Pemberton Township, New Jersey. WWJZ, which was the former Philadelphia area affiliate of Radio Disney, is owned by Relevant Radio Incorporated. Next up on 690 is WPHE, Phoenixville, Pennsylvania. They're labeled as Radio Salvacion, which is a Spanish Christian radio station, which signed on the air as WYTS on May 29, 1979, and then became WPHE a decade later in 1989. WPHE has Class D license with the Federal Communications Commission, broadcasting with a daytime ERP of 1,000 watts. Studios are located at 321 West Sedgley Avenue in Philadelphia. The station's transmitter is on St. Anne's Circle behind French Creek in Phoenixville, which is the station's city of license. WPHE is owned and operated by Salvation Broadcasting Company. WPHE is a daytime only station and is required by FCC law to sign off the air at local sunset. Next up on 740 is a station that has recently changed formats, and that's WJFP, Chester, Pennsylvania. They're now known as Liberty Radio, 103.3 FM, 740 AM. And they feature a conservative talk format with affiliations with Westwood One. 740 signed on the air on April 4th, 1948 as Christian station WVCH, and has become WJFP on February 16th, 2022, ending the station's 70-plus year run as a Christian station. They have a Class D license with the FCC, broadcasting at 1,000 watts ERP days and only 6 watts ERP nights. Studios are located at 308 Dutton Mill Road in Brookhaven, PA. Their transmitter is also off of Dutton Mill Road in Middletown Township. The station is owned by John Fredericks and is licensed under the umbrella of Disruptor Radio LLC. WJFP's programming is relayed on translator stations W237EH, Pennsauken, New Jersey on 95.3 FM, and on the source of the station's brand, which is 103.3 FM, W277DL, Chester, Pennsylvania. 800 is WTMR, Camden, New Jersey, branded as WTMR AM Radio 800. They feature a religious format with affiliations with Westwood One. WTMR signed on the air as WKDN on November 1st, 1948, and became WTMR in 1968. They have a Class B license with the FCC, broadcasting at 5,000 watts effective radiated power during daytime hours and 500 watts effective radiated power during nighttime hours. Studios are located at 555 East City Avenue, number 220 in Bella Kenwood, Pennsylvania, which is a Philadelphia suburb. Their transmitter is off of Mount Ephraim Avenue or New Jersey Road 168 in Camden. WTMR is owned by Beasley Broadcast Group Incorporated, licensed to Beasley Media Group Licenses, LLC. 860 is WWDB Philadelphia. They're branded as Talk 860, featuring ethnic talk and brokered programming. And this is one of the city's oldest stations, signing on the air as WFKD on December in October of 1998. And 860 is the original home of the WTEL call sign, which this station used from 1930 until 1998, and then again until February of 2000, when they would return to its current call sign of WWDB. This station has a Class D license with the FCC, broadcasting during daytime City Avenue, number 220 in Bala Kenwood. Their transmitter is located in East Norristown Township off of Fondry Road. WWDB is also owned by the Beasley Broadcast Group and licensed to Beasley Media Group Licenses, LLC. So this would make it a sister station to WTMR and to WTEL as well. WWDB is a daytime only station as it does broadcast on 860 kilohertz, which is a Canadian clear channel frequency, which is reserved for a Toronto area radio station that has clear channel status on 860. So that said, WWDB must sign off the air on 860 AM. However, their programming is broadcast 24 hours a day on sister station WPEN 97.5 FM HD2 in Burlington, New Jersey. 900 is WURD Philadelphia. They're known as Philly Info 96.1 FM and 900 AM. Independent Black Media. This is an urban talk station which signed on the air as WFLN AM in 1958. Of course, those from the Delaware Valley knows about WFLN. This was a classical music station that aired on 900 AM and on 95.7 FM. The station became WDVT in the 80s and then later WEMG, and initially with the WURD sign in 1996. And 900 is currently in its second run as WURD. This is a Class D station broadcasting at 1,000 watts during the day and 105 watts at night. Their studios are located at 1341 North Delaware Avenue, Suite 300 in Philadelphia. Transmitter is located in Philadelphia as well, off of South 63rd Street and Passyunk Avenue. WURD is owned by Levis Communications LP. Levis is spelled Levas. Programming is relayed on translator station W241CH Philadelphia at 96.1 FM. 950 is WKDN Philadelphia. Family Radio, hear the word. This is a Christian radio format which signed on the air as WPEN AM on April 19th, 1929. So this makes it one of the Delaware Valley's oldest stations. The station, upon sign-on, broadcast at 1500 kilohertz and then moved to 920 kilohertz in 1933 until landing on the current 950 kilohertz in 1941. The station officially became WKDN in 2012. They have a Class B license with the Federal Communications Commission, and they have a pretty strong signal, broadcasting at 43,000 watts during the day and 21,000 watts at night. Programming originates from Family Radio's headquarters in Franklin, Tennessee, which is outside of Nashville. Their network operations are based out of Alameda, California. And WKDN utilizes two translators, or two transmitters, I should say. Their 43,000 watt daytime transmitter is located near Overbrook Park on Brookhaven Road in Philadelphia. The 21,000 watt nighttime transmitter is located in East Norristown, PA, off of Foundry Road. WKDN is owned by Family Radio and licensed to Family Stations Incorporated. Next up is WNTP Philadelphia on 990. They're known as Philly's AM 990, The Answer, with a conservative talk format, affiliations with the Salem Radio Network. So you'll be hearing SRN news updates or town hall news updates at the top of each hour. WNTP signed on the air as WIBG AM in 1925. The station became WZZD in 1977 and officially became WNTP in 2004. WNTP has a Class B license with the Federal Communications Commission, broadcasting at the maximum 50,000 watts during daytime hours and 10,000 watts during nighttime hours. Studios and transmitter are located at 117 Ridge Pike in Lafayette Hill. WNTP AM 990 The Answer is owned by the Salem Media Group and licensed to Salem Communications Holding Corporation. So this would make it a sister station to WFIL. 1060 AM and 103.9 FM channel 280 are the same station. 1060 AM is KYW AM Philadelphia, and 103.9 FM channel 280 broadcasting in high definition is WPHI FM Jenkintown, Pennsylvania. This is a Philly suburb north of the city. Both stations are branded as KYW News Radio, 103.9 FM, 1060 AM, featuring an all-news radio format. Affiliations with CBS News, the Associated Press, Bloomberg Radio, and local news and weather from NBC owned and operated television station WCAU TV Channel 10. On the air in Chicago, Illinois on November 11th, 1921. The station would eventually move to Philadelphia in 1934. From 1928 to 1933, the station was known as KYW-KFKX, which is a smaller radio station out of Hastings, Nebraska. And it returned exclusively to the KYW call sign in 1933. They would become WRCV for a brief period beginning in 1956 before returning to the KYW call sign in 1965. KYW AM is a Class A clear channel station broadcasting at 50,000 watts unlimited. Now, I did not write down the specs for WPHI FMs, so I apologize for that. The studios of both KYW AM and WPHI FM are located at the Odyssey World Headquarters at 2400 Market Street, 4th floor in Philadelphia. KYW AM's transmitter is off of Joshua Road in Lafayette Hill, while WPHI FM's transmitter is located in the Roxborough section of Philadelphia at 400 Domino Lane. KYW AM and WPHI FM are both owned by Odyssey Incorporated, which is based right there in Philadelphia, and both stations are licensed by Odyssey License LLC. Programming is simulcast on sister station WIP-FM 94.1 HD2, also licensed to Philadelphia. All right, 1150 AM and 101.7 FM, channel 269, takes us to Delaware for the first time. 1150 is WDEL AM, Wilmington, Delaware. And 101.7 FM, is WDEL FM, Canton, New Jersey. The stations are known as 1150 AM, 101.7 FM, WDEL. Simulcasting a news talk format. Affiliations with CBS News, NBC News, Westwood One, and the Sports Map Radio Network. WDEL AM signed on the air on July 22nd, 1922, which makes it one of the Delaware Valley's oldest stations. And they did so as WHAV. They would become WDEL AM in 1926. As for WDEL FM, they signed on the air as WNNN on January 15th, 1972. Became WJKS in 1997, not to be confused with a television station in Jacksonville, Florida that held that time. And then WDEL FM simulcasting 11:50 a.m. starting in 2015. WDEL AM has a Class B license with the federal community. DEL FM has a Class A license. WDEL AM operates at 5,000 watts full time, while WDEL FM operates at 3,300 watts. Studios for both stations are located at 2727 Shipley Road in Wilmington. The transmitter for WDEL 1150 AM is at the station studios at 2727 Shipley Road in Wilmington. While the transmitter for WDEL 101.7 FM is located at 61 Mackinac Road in Greenwich, New Jersey. Both stations are owned by Forever Media and licensed to FM Radio Licenses, LLC. 1180 is WFYL, licensed to the West Philadelphia suburb of King of Prussia, Pennsylvania. There is no brand for this station. They are a news, talk, and information station. First sign-on is unknown. They have a Class D license with the FCC, broadcasting during daytime hours at 1,000 watts effective radiated power. Studio location is unlisted. It's possibly out of King of Prussia. Their transmitter, however, is located in Norristown, on the grounds of the Jeffersonville Golf Club at 2400 West Main Street, again located in Norristown. WFYL is owned by Alan and Susan Loesch, LOCH, and licensed to Trinity Associates Broadcasting, LLC. WFYL is a daytime-only station and must sign off the air at local sunset per FCC regulations. Next up on 1210 is one of two AM stations in Philadelphia broadcasting in high definition, and that's WPHT Philadelphia. Talk Radio 1210 WPHT. Back in the day, they used the slogan, Philly's Big Talker. This is a news talk station affiliated with CBS News, Premier Networks, Westwood One, Fox News Talk, and news and weather update and local news and weather updates from ABC owned and operated television station WPVI TV Channel 6. WPHT signed on the air in May of 1922 as WCAU. Not to be confused with the current NBC-owned television station on Channel 10. The station became WOGL AM in 1990, WGMP in 1994, WPTS, and then the present-day WPHT in 1996. WPHT is a Class A clear channel radio station broadcasting with an effective radiated power of 50,000 watts unlimited. Studios are located at the Odyssey World headquarters at 2400 Market Street, 4th floor in Center City, Philadelphia. Their transmitter is in Morristown, New Jersey, off of Church Street. Talk Radio 1210 WPHT is owned by Odyssey Incorporated and licensed to Odyssey License LLC. Programming is simulcast on WOGL 98.1 HD3 in Philadelphia, and this is the area's third oldest radio station. On 1240 is WSNJ, Bridgeton, New Jersey. Pop FM 99.9, featuring an adult contemporary format. Signing on the air in August of 1937. They have a Class C license with the FCC, broadcasting at 1,000 watts. Studios are located at 600 G Street in Millville, New Jersey. Transmitter is located in Bridgeton off of South Burlington Road. WSNJ is owned by SNJ Today LLC. Programming is relayed on translator stations W260BW, Swedesboro, New Jersey, at 89.9 FM. That's the source of the station's brand. And on W289CY in Millville, New Jersey on 105.7 FM. 1270 is WMIZ, Vineland, New Jersey. La Zeta, Sonido Local. This is a Spanish tropical station. First sign-on is unknown. They have a Class B license with the FCC, broadcasting at 360 watts during the day and 210 watts at night. Studios and transmitter are located at 632 Maurice River Parkway in Vineland, New Jersey. The station is owned by Clear Communications Incorporated, and programming is relayed on translator station W225DK Vineland on 92.9 FM. 1290 is WWTX Wilmington. Fox Sports 1290, featuring a sports talk format affiliated with Fox Sports Radio. They are also Wilmington's official station for Baltimore Orioles baseball and Baltimore Ravens football. WWTX signed on the air as WTUX in 1947, became WJBR AM in 1978, and the current WWTX in 2003. They have a Class D license with the FCC, broadcasting at 2,500 watts ERP during the day and only 32 watts ERP at night. Studios are located at 920 West Basin Road, number 400 in Newcastle, Delaware. The station's transmitter is at 1175 East 7th Street off of I-495 in Wilmington. WWTX is owned by iHeartMedia and is licensed to IHM Licenses LLC. WWTX's programming is simulcast on WRDX 92.9 FM HD2 in Smyrna, Delaware, which is down in the Dover area. 1310 is WEMG, Camden, New Jersey. Mega 105.7. This is a Spanish hits radio station which signed on the air as WC in 1924. The station would become WSSJ in 1980 and the current WEMG in 2001. The station to 1340 in 1928. A year later, they would move again to 1280 before landing on 1310, their current dial position in 1941. WEMG has a Class B license with the FCC, broadcasting at 1,000 watts ERP day days and 250 watts ERP nights. Studios are located at 1341 North Delaware Avenue, Suite 509 in Philadelphia. The station's transmitter is on Park Drive at Pine Point Park in Camden. WEMG is owned by Mega Philadelphia LLC, and programming is simulcast on WENJ 97.3 FM HD2 Millville, New Jersey. More on that station when we jump to the FM side of the dial. And relayed on translator stations W277BA Millville on 103.3 FM, and on the source of the station's brand, which is 105.7 FM W289AZ Camden, New Jersey. Again, WEMG is Philadelphia's fourth oldest radio station. 1340 is also one of Philadelphia's oldest radio stations, and that's WHAT, Philadelphia. I know what you're thinking. It spells what? Get your minds out of the gutter. This station is known as La Calle 99.9. This station features Spanish tropical music. Signing on the air in 1926, they have a Class C license with the Federal Communications Commission, broadcasting at 1,000 watts effective radiated power unlimited. Studios are located at 4322 North 5th Street, with transmitter at 3930-3940 Coshocton Avenue, both in Philadelphia. WHAT is owned by Victor Martinez and Matthew Braxilli and licensed to VM Broadcasting LLC. WHAT's programming is relayed on translator station W260CZ 99.9 FM Philadelphia, the source of the station's brand. 1360, which serves the southern and eastern portions of the Philadelphia market, is WNJC, Washington Township, New Jersey. They're known as Super 3060 AM, featuring a regional Mexican format, signing on the air in 1946 as WWBZ. That station, however, would sign off the air in 1989. 1360 would return to the airwaves in 1990 as WVSJ, and then would become WNJC just a couple years later in 1992. They have a Class B license with the FCC, broadcasting at 5,000 watts effective radiated power, 800 watts effective radiated power nights. Studios are located at 401 Cooper Landing Road in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. That's a Philadelphia suburb just across the Delaware River. It's right next to Camden. The station's transmitter is in Sewell, New Jersey. Hartford Road. I can't even read my... Wait a minute. That's Hartville. That's Hartville with two F's. Hartville Road. That's in Sewell, New Jersey. WNJC is owned by Forsyth Broadcasting, LLC. Short spaced next to WNJC on 1370 and covering the northern and western portions of the Philly market is WPAZ Pottstown, Pennsylvania. They're branded as Traditional Songs of the Faith, Word FM. This station plays traditional hymns and songs, signing on the air originally as WPAZ in 1951. They would change the call sign to WBZH in 2011 and returned to WPAZ in 2013. They have a Class D license with the FCC, broadcasting at 1,000 watts ERP days and 52 watts ERP nights. Studio address is unlisted. Their mailing address is P.O. Box 17, Harleysville, PA 19438. The station's transmitter is off of Modgers Hill Road in Pottstown. WPAZ is owned and operated by and licensed to Four Rivers Community Broadcasting Corporation. Programming is real on the following three translator stations. W246C in Colmar, Pennsylvania on 97.1 FM, 103.5 FM, and W279DC Red Hill, Pennsylvania on 103.7 FM. Again, WNJC serves the southern and eastern portions of the Philadelphia market, while WPAZ serves the northern and western portions. Next up on 1380, broadcasting in high definition, is a pretty unique station, WTMC Wilmington. No brand. This is a traffic info station, signing on the air as WAMS in 1948 and became WTMC in 2000. This is a Class D non-commercial station operating at 250 watts during the day and only 10 watts at night. Studio location is unknown. Mailing address is the Delaware Department of Transportation, P.O. Box 778, Dover, Delaware 19903. The transmitter is located on the Delaware Turnpike, or I-95, at the intersection of US 202 and NJ 141 in nearby Newcastle, Delaware. The station is owned by the Delaware Department of Transportation, or DDOT. So this station is pretty much gives you traffic info throughout the state. And their programming is relayed on translator station W253CQ on 98.5 FM in Wilmington. 1420 is WCOJ, Coatesville, PA. No brand for this station. This is a Catholic radio format. Signing on the air on November 29th, 1949. They have a Class B license with the FCC, broadcasting at 5,000 watts effective radiated power. Studio location is unlisted. Mailing address is P.O. Box 798, Doylestown section of Muncie Road and Manor Road, or PA 82, in West Brandywine Township, Pennsylvania. WCOJ is owned by Holy Spirit Radio Foundation, Incorporated. .1440 has two stations, one of which went off the air for a brief period but has since returned to the air. The first station is WMVB, Millville, New Jersey. No brand for this station. They have a variety format, affiliated with NBC News Radio. So you'll hear their updates on this station at the top of each hour. Have to get that out, sorry. WMVB burst onto the scene in 1953 and used WMLV and WREY as call signs. Presently, the WREY call sign is in the Minneapolis-St. Paul market. WMVB has a Class D license with the Federal Communications Commission, broadcasting during daytime hours at 1,000 watts, pre-sunrise at 500 watts, and during nighttime hours at 65 watts. Studios are located at 4369 South Lincoln Avenue in Vineland. Transmitter is at that same location, 4369 South Lincoln Avenue, Vineland. WMVB is owned by Martin A. Muniz, and programming is relayed on translator station W241CS at 96.1 FM, Millville. The other station on 1440 is WNPV, Lansdale, Pennsylvania. They're branded as WMPV Retro Radio, but they have a talk radio format. Affiliated with Fox News Radio, ESPN Radio, and Yahoo Sports. This station signed on the air as WMPV, of course, on October 17th, 1960, and has kept the same call letters ever since. They have a Class B license with the FCC, broadcasting at 2,500 watts ERP days, 500 watts ERP nights. Studio location is unlisted. Mailing address is P.O. Box 17, Harleysville, Pennsylvania, 19438. The station's transmitter is at 1210 Snyder Road in Lansdale, PA. WMPV is owned and licensed to Four Rivers Community Broadcasting Corporation. And their programming is relayed on two translator stations, W253CA at 98.5 FM and W285EW 104.9 FM, both of which are licensed in Lansdale. Right next door to them on 1450 is WILM, Wilmington. News Radio 1450 WILM with a news talk format, affiliated with Fox News Radio, Compass Media Networks, Premier Networks, and the Salem Radio Network. Station signed on as WTBQ in 1928 and became WILM shortly thereafter in 1929. They have a Class C license with the FCC, broadcasting at 1,000 watts unlimited. Studios are located at 920 West Basin Road, Suite 400 in Newcastle, Delaware. The transmitter is located in Wilmington off of Walnut Street. WILM is owned by iHeartMedia and licensed to IHM Licenses, LLC. Programming is simulcast on WDSD 94.7 FM HD2 in Dover, Delaware, which means this station is simulcast in Delaware's capital city. Right next door to them on 1460 is WIFI Florence, New Jersey. Now, this is up by Trenton. They're known as Jams 92.9 with an urban contemporary format. Use WRLB under a construction permit from June 7, 1984 until February 1st, 1992. They have a Class B license with the FCC, broadcasting during daytime hours at 5,000 watts and during nighttime hours at 500 watts. Studios are located at 439 South Broad Street in Trenton. The transmitter is off of Burlington Columbus Road in Florence, New Jersey. WIFI Jams 92.9 is owned by Miguel Amador and licensed to Ritmo Broadcasting, LLC. Their programming is relayed on translator station W225DJ, 92.9 FM, Burlington, New Jersey, the source of the station's brand. 1480 is one of the Delaware Valley's most recognizable radio stations and that's WDAS AM Philadelphia, known today as Fox Sports The Gambler, featuring a sports talk format affiliated with Fox Sports Radio and the Philadelphia Union. Now, that's the local MLS soccer team in the city of brotherly love. This is one of Philadelphia's oldest radio stations, signing on the air in July of 1922 as WIAD on 1200 AM. In 1928, the station would move to 1370 and became WELK the following year in 1929, before becoming what is now WDAS AM in 1934. The station would move to 1400 AM in 1941 and then landing on the current 1480 AM in 1956. (1480) would become WUBA in 2007 before returning to WDAS AM in 2011. WDAS AM has a Class B license with the FCC, broadcasting at 5,000 watts days, 1,000 watts nights. Studios are located at 2 Bella Plaza in Bella Kenwood, Pennsylvania. Transmitter is off of West Ford Road near Fairmount Park in Philadelphia. WDAS AM, Fox Sports The Gambler, is owned by iHeartMedia and licensed to IHM Licenses LLC. Fox Sports The Gambler is simulcast on WRFF 104.5 FM HD2 in Philadelphia and relayed on translator station W273DO 102.5 FM, also in Philadelphia. Right next door to the Gambler is 1490 WBCB Levittown. WBCB 1490 AM, which is a full-service radio station. Signing on the air on December 8th, 1957, they have a Class C license with the FCC, broadcasting at 1,000 watts. Studios and transmitter are located at 200 Magnolia Drive in Levittown. WBCB is owned by Progressive Broadcasting Company Incorporated, and programming is relayed on translator station W297CL 107.3 FM, Levittown. 1510 is WXCY AM, Salem, New Jersey. WXCY 103.7 and 96.9. Now 103.7 we'll talk about on the FM side of the dial. This is a country music station, signing on the air as WJIC in 1966. They underwent 3 call sign changes using 3 sets of call letters and became WXCY in 2021. They have a Class D license with the FCC, broadcasting at 2,500 watts during daytime hours only. So this station is required to sign off the air at local sunset. Studios are located at 2727 Shipley Road in Wilmington, Delaware. Their transmitter is located at 7545 State Highway, also known as Salem Woodstown Road, in Mannington Township, New Jersey. WXCY AM is owned by Forever Media and licensed to FM Radio Licenses LLC. This is the AM simulcast of WXCY FM 103.7 in Havre de Grace, Maryland. Again, we'll be talking about that station on the FM side of the dial. Programming is relayed on translator station W245CJ 96.9 FM, Wilmington, Delaware. via WSTW 93.7 FM HD3, also licensed to Wilmington. And again, WXCY AM must sign off the air at local sunset. However, the translator station is on 24 hours a day, even after 15:10 a.m. signs off. Right next door to them is another AM daytimer, and that's 1520 WCHE, Westchester, Pennsylvania. They're known as WCHE 1520 AM, featuring a talk radio format. Signing on the air in 1963, they have a Class D license with the FCC, broadcasting at 1,000 watts effective rated power days and 800 watts during critical hours. Is at Downington Pike at Westchester Bypass, or NJ 322, and Highland Road, both located in Westchester, Pennsylvania. Chester County Radio Incorporated. WCHE is a daytime only station and also must sign off the air at local sunset. However, programming is relayed 24 hours a day on translator station W237EW on 95.3 FM, also licensed to Westchester. 1540 is WNWR, Philadelphia. No brand for this station. They play Spanish music, so they're pretty vague on the format. It just said Spanish music on their Wikipedia page, so I just ran with it. This station signed on the air on July 11th, 1947 as WJMJ. They underwent 3 call sign changes with 3 sets of call letters, became WNWR in 1995. They have a Class B license with the Federal Communications Commission, broadcasting at 50,000 watts effective radiated power days and 250 watts effective radiated power nights. Studios are located at 200 Monument Road, Suite 6 in Bala Kenwood, Pennsylvania, Philadelphia suburb. Transmitter is off of Ridge Avenue near the Roxborough Antenna Farm. That's their actual name, and that's in Philadelphia. WNWR is owned by Aztec Capital Partners. Downgrade its license from Class B to Class D. Its daytime ERP would also decrease from the current 5,000 watts down to 10,000 watts. Nighttime ERP would decrease all the way to 7 watts. And critical hours operation would be added at 1,200 watts. The station may also have its transmitters. The station may also move its transmitter site to 3930-40 Conshohocken Avenue in Philadelphia. This construction permit for WNWR expires on September 21st, 2025. All right, just 3 stations left, and then we'll be out of the AM band. 1570 is WISP, Doylestown. No brand for this station. They carry a religious format. Signing on the air as WBUX in 1948. Of course, that call sign meaning Bucks County, the area they serve. The station would become WISP in 1999. They have a Class B license with the FCC, broadcasting at 5,000 watts ERP days, 900 watts ERP nights. Studio address is unlisted. Mailing address is P.O. Box 798, Doylestown, Pennsylvania, 18901. Station's transmitter is off of Rickard Road in Fountainville, Pennsylvania. WISP is owned by Holy Spirit Radio Foundation, Incorporated. 1590 is WPWA, Chester, Pennsylvania. Radio Potter, or Radio Power. This is a Spanish religious station. Anyway, this is a Spanish religious station signing on the air as WPWA initially on October 17th, 1947. They underwent 5 call sign changes with 5 sets of call letters. And the station would return to WPWA on October 24th, 1984. They have a Class B license with the FCC, broadcasting at 2,500 watts during the day, 1,000 watts at night. Their studios are located at 6710 Oxon Hill Road, Suite 100 in Oxon Hill, Maryland. Their transmitter is near the intersection of Mount Pleasant Road and Kent Road in Chester Heights, Pennsylvania. This station is owned by Mount Ocean Media, LLC. And I think this is a simulcast of a Spanish religious radio station in Washington, D.C. I didn't write that in, though. ETM, Lindenwold, New Jersey. La Única, or The United. This station features Latin music and Spanish talk affiliations with TUDN Radio, or Televisa Univision Deportes Network Radio. And this is the Spanish flagship station of both the Philadelphia Eagles and the Philadelphia Phillies. This station signed on the air in May of 1999 as WTTM. They used WAXK during a construction permit in 1998. They have a Class B license with the FCC, broadcasting at 10,000 watts days, 1,000 watts nights. Their studios are located at 3571 Bristol Pike, Suite 102 in Bensalem, Pennsylvania. The transmitter is at 3 Howard Johnson Road off the New Jersey Turnpike in nearby Cherry Hill, New Jersey. WTTM is the only radio station in the Philadelphia market owned by Multicultural Radio Broadcasting and licensed to Multicultural Radio Broadcasting, LLC. Okay, so that is it for the AM portion of the Philadelphia radio market. I will be back in mere moments and we'll run down the FM portion of the market. And this market has a pretty extensive non-commercial band. We'll be diving into all of that here in just a bit. In the meantime, like, comment, and subscribe to my channel and ring the bell and get notified every time I go live. Big Al signing off. Thanks for watching and happy listening. Peace out.